Hey everyone, I'm Jack. Welcome to the official IslesDen YouTube channel. We're going to be doing a lot more Islanders post-game show and podcasting content for this upcoming season. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. You can also find my weekly podcast on Twitter at Isles House, co-hosted by myself at IslesDen, Ethan at EthanGSN, and Rocco at Pizza Sports Guy, all on Twitter. Thank you for joining me. What is going on, guys? Jack here, following a Islanders 4-3 loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Tonight was pretty up and down, I would say. Had some moments, had some ups, had some downs, but we are here to recap it all. I would say, like, to start us off, the most impressive part from the start, we just have to start with Matthew Schaefer. Um, this kid really, like, even 4-3 loss is tough, but man, this kid from the start was just so noticeable and dashing up and down the ice like it was just nothing. Playing as an 18-year-old, like, with all of the pressure and the hype and everything, this kid came in, he showed out, and I overall was just really, really impressed with him. Obviously comes in right away, dashes all the way through the neutral zone, sets up Jonathan Drouin, who, believe me, we'll get to later in the show. Islanders tie the game 1-1, and man, things felt really high for a little bit. That was, I believe, late in the first period. So following that, right. So we're gonna go through our stars of the game. Matthew Schaefer is my number one star just because of the expectations and everything. And I'm actually gonna give the second star to Maxim Shabanov. Just coming in there and scoring your first NHL goal in a time where they really, really needed it. I was just super impressed with this kid. Simon Holmstrom made one hell of a play to set him up. And that made it 3-2. That tied the game 3-3 late in the second period. I was just overall really, really, really taken back by, just like the youth on the ice. Like, you start the game with Horvat, Drouin, Heineman, and there's just so much difference in this lineup right now. And that was like my quick takeaway from this game is all four lines just have so much different, like, so many different elements, so many new guys to just kind of look at there. Super impressive. Um, Seeing Matthew Barzell out there looking healthy, skating around, wheeling and dealing, dancing, doing his thing. That was great to see. And another honorable mention I want to give, Kyle Palmieri looked incredible tonight. I don't know how many shots on goal he had, but it was just something else from him. So just a quick little rundown. Those are my stars of the game. Gonna run through some lowlights, some surprises. Gonna bring Data Dom in for some. Gonna bring him in just to get like an analytical perspective on the game. He's gonna share his game charts, everything there, and then we're gonna open up a call-in line. Call in, leave your thoughts on the game. You could reach it at 516-360-2733. And that's the agenda tonight. So 4-3 loss. Obviously, there's lowlights. We just went through the highlights of Schaefer, Shabanov, Barzell, Palmieri. Um, the lowlights. I don't know if everyone else saw this, but I just kind of felt that Romanov and D'Angelo were just in their own zone all night. D'Angelo here and there had a couple of good chances, but I don't know. Romanov just didn't look too comfortable to me to start. So that was definitely something I didn't love. Following that, we had special teams. That was so the first penalty kill, Sorokin thinks he Sorokin thinks he has the puck covered, and it just feels like a really fluky kind of goal. So I didn't get too hard on the PK for that one. And then I think the second penalty kill, I believe, was a 4-on-3. I mean, 4-on-3s, you get excited when you have them because there's just a higher percentage chance you're going to score. and there were guys open. Malkin hit Crosby in front of the net, 2 Hall of Famers. It's just gonna be hard to stop those guys. I think there was one more penalty kill where Sorokin was standing on his head, so I wouldn't say that was the greatest sign of things to come. But following that, there was a couple of power plays, and I actually thought the power play looked pretty good. Although they didn't score, it just looked a lot more it looked like they were in a rhythm, and it looked like they were trying to set up one-timers, find guys in space, but it was kind of unfortunate. I was really impressed with how they kind of dominated play in that last I think Horvat, Drouin, and Barzell were literally on the ice for, like, 4 full minutes to end the game. I I could not believe they didn't score there. Credit to Tristan Jarry. This guy flipped the entire script tonight. Like, usually he's the one letting in softies left and right, but tonight he held firm, and he honestly outplayed Sorokin. And my thing with Sorokin is I didn't think he got off to the best start. I mean, he lets in a fluky goal right off the bat, thinking he has the puck, and it's 3-3 going to the third. After the Penguins made it 3-2, he had a great save on Anthony Mantha. Malkin sent him some ridiculous pass that he batted out of midair. He had to stop a couple of breakaways. He robbed Malkin in front twice. Overall, kind of a like not the game he probably wanted to have, but I'm not so worried about him. So surprises. I was just shocked by that play by Holmstrom. I didn't see that kind of playmaking in his toolkit, but man, he really put it on a tee for Shabanov. He made no mistake. Tristan Jarry was a surprise for me. I didn't see the game ending like that. The Islanders holding play for what was it, like 3-4 minutes at the end. Like, he made some big time saves there. Physical play. I mean, Jonathan Drouin at the end of that game, I had the TV muted transparently, and I'm like, why are they going to review here? And I'm sitting there like kind of confused, thinking we score a goal. What's going on? No, I see the replay, and man, that was something else. He will probably be suspended for that. He literally just cross-checked this guy to the head. It wasn't Wotherspoon, but Wotherspoon was kind of noticeable tonight. I'm sure when Dom comes on, we'll get to that. Um, I thought Pellick was interesting. I mean, interesting is the only word I have because I'm not used to watching him play like that. This guy's like flying up there. He's pinching. He even set up the Islanders' last power play by getting slashed. I don't know if that was a great call. But he put himself in position, so that was impressive. And something that stood out to me in a surprising way is I just thought the fourth line was kind of like funny. And I know that's a weird word to use to describe an NHL line combination, but like it's like three guys, and it's like even Hickey said it on the broadcast. Like, what are these guys doing playing together? You have Siplikov, who's like this creative, like top six skill set, I'll say. I won't say level. He didn't have the best game tonight. You have that. And then you have Cizikas, who is more of like this career fourth liner. He's not known for his offense, more known for his defense. Those two together, interesting. And then you throw in Duclair, who I thought he was kind of impressive with some of the moves he pulled out of nowhere tonight. So those three, I don't really know if I see the vision for the entire season, but yeah, it was just a fun game overall. Like, I would say every line kind of had a bit of a surprise. Emil Heineman, I liked the first shift of the game. The Islanders came right at the Penguins, actually to start the first and second period. So those are the immediate talking points from my end, but I'm excited to get some analytical perspective here from Dom. I'm going to bring him in. And welcome, Dom.
How's it going, Jack?
Good, good. Just that game was like a kick in the you know what, but at the same time, you can't really complain because you just saw too much promise.
Yeah, I agree. It was a fun game. It was actually kind of like refreshing that we lost, and we lost in pretty dramatic fashion, being that it went down to the wire. We had a flurry of chances at the end. We even had a ridiculous chance after the cross check that we probably shouldn't have even had. Like, that was crazy that got down the ice. But that being said, the game itself it was a really close game by two teams that are not expected to do a ton this year. I just want to quickly introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. I've been on Islanders Twitter for a little while now. I go by DataDomNY is my tag.
You could find it
I have
in the YouTube description as well.
Yeah, it'll be down there. I have no background in data science. I have no background in Excel spreadsheets and stuff like that. This is just something that was kind of like a little passion project. I love learning how things work and understanding. I'm a huge sports guy. Every sport, hockey's the big one. I like knowing how things happen, and I like to explain things to myself based on, like, if I'm watching a player play and I think he's good, people think he sucks, and then I see a chart saying, "Hey, he's actually good." I'm like, "Okay, that makes sense." So
It'll cause plenty of fights, but it's good
yeah. No,
information.
it was more so just a I wanted to learn more about the game and more than just plus minus and points, and that's kind of what drove this. So to bring in that segment, I'm going to give Jack a task to name who he thinks were the three strongest Islanders from a underlying advanced stats perspective tonight, and who the three weakest ones were.
So I think like the eye test is enough to know that Kyle Palmieri is somewhere in that top three. He was just like, look, I wanted them to keep him, and I was really impressed. But Matt, he was really he was something else. I don't know do you know how many shots on goal he ended the game with? If you could just share that.
Yeah, I can tell you right now. As far as in the game, Kyle Palmieri, as one would expect, definitely led the team in shots. He had 8 on net.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He had 8 attempts. He didn't miss the net a single time, actually. All 8 shots that he attempted were on net.
All 8.
Including the
All right.
rush shot on the goal. I think that was a 2-1 goal that put us
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, they were really impressive on the rush tonight too. Like they were in the beginning of the game more, they were
Yeah.
just breaking the puck out smoothly.
I think that's how they wanna play.
It was the first time, I have to admit, it was the first time I really saw like the Patrick Waugh vision of play fast and like the way the game ends with Mayfield getting caught and burned. But at the same
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
I know people are going to get on Mayfield like really hard for that because he's so easy to go after. But just want to
Mhm.
remind everyone, although the Penguins are terrible, well, can't say they're terrible yet, but they're
They're
2 and
terrible
0.
defensively.
What isn't terrible is like the first ballot Hall of Famer who made that bank pass off the boards. I mean, sometimes you got to tip your cap. That was is that not a really
Dude,
great play by
Malkin
a
looks
great player?
unreal so far this year.
Yeah, like I know we want to bash Mayfield, but my God, that was something that was special. The worst. So the two other best players, I'm gonna go Palmieri. I'm gonna go Barzell. He's on Palmieri's line. He was flying all night.
You're
And
2
then
for
for the
2, by the way. You're 2 for
I'm
2.
2
They're
for
up
2.
there.
3 is a tough one because I'm not gonna go with Lee. I thought he was okay. I didn't think he was bad. I just don't think like he could get there just because he was on their line, and I know that that has a lot to do with it. I thought Pajot was like sneakily not in his own zone a lot.
But I'll tell
Holmstrom,
you, it is league because they played together. That top
it
line,
is
the top line cooked. That's
the
pretty much
top.
what it was. And they got trapped in their own zone one time in the first period, and that was it.
Yeah, they were
And if
so.
you
I mean,
if you stay out of your zone, and I actually wrote it down in my notes watching the game. They had like a minute and a half shift in their own zone. The three of them, Schaefer and Mayfield, and I think the Pen cycled for about a minute and a half. Didn't get a single scoring chance. So I'm like, you know what? We'll take that.
yeah, I like really. They were just something else. I did not like. I liked the line going into it, but I was just a little bit blown away. The worst Islanders. I said it at the top. I don't think Siplikov had a good game.
He's one of them.
He's
I'll give you that.
he's one of them. Wow.
Yeah.
Um,
It was mostly in the third period. They got caved, and I agree with you in the sense that the fourth line is not your normal fourth line. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Duclair
it's
had a sick move, a nice cut to the middle,
yeah,
and that was when he went 5-hole and hit the post, and Suzuki
yeah.
celebrated, which was funny. But
Felt like yeah,
but yeah,
yeah. That
other
was
than that, they didn't do a whole lot. Siplikov had some individual plays where what he does, he protects the puck, he dangles around somebody for his own exit, but as far as generating offense, they didn't do much.
yeah. They were just a weird line. And there was something I wanted to point out about them that I forgot to. There was one shift where they're in the zone and Sizikis has it on the half wall, I think, and he goes to rim it around to like the back of the net to get someone in there to check and forecheck. And I'm like thinking in my head, Casey, you're not playing with Matt Martin, Cal
Yeah.
Clutterbuck right now. Like that's not what these guys want to do.
Yeah. On what planet is Duclair going to go behind the net and pick that up and just
it's just
eat a cross check from Ryan Shea or something?
it's just not his game.
I agree.
So the other worst, I want to guess Romanov and D'Angelo.
Yeah, don't overthink it. It was them. In my opinion, they were horrible, and the stats say they were horrible.
Yeah, they were atrocious. And Romanov didn't look comfortable. I don't know what it was. He just didn't look ready to play.
I think the first shift of the game when he gets on the ice, he turns it over into a grade A that Sorokin bails him out of, and then he takes a slash. So
yeah,
and then we immediately let up
ugly.
the goal. So I think that might have shattered his confidence early, and he was trying to battle back. Didn't have it tonight.
Yeah, literally, like I have game notes because I want to be prepared. Obviously,
Yep.
like the first period starts, good first two shifts, good chances for Lee and Palmieri, and then the second bullet is Romanov, D'Angelo, atrocious start, penalty early, goal. Like it was just.
It's like you're reading mine because I wrote almost the exact same thing. I got Romy turnover leads to Novak chance, saved by Sorokin, high stick Romanov.
Yeah, it was just bad. And I'm curious on Pelech was weirdly like in attack mode. I'm curious of how Polak and Pelech scored because I thought they were like really just like okay, and I was kind of happy with that.
Well, I can share my screen at this point, and we could see the whole chart. So let me share my screen. It's asking for permission. And I'm allowing it. All right, let's see. I believe it's that. No, it is this one. Share. So if you want to pull that up and we can get a full look of everybody who played.
Let's get it up. Which one is it? Sorry. First time doing this.
Yeah. It's game one for me, for all of us.
Is it easy to see for our viewers? I'm not sure.
Well, either way, we can go through it. The top line was the best line. Well, I guess you would call that the second line because the Horvat line started the night. But yeah, Barzal, Lee, Palmieri were great. They found the net. They found the net in the second period. I think when they scored to go up 2-1. That was on a breakup from Mayfield. Barzal picked up the loose puck, made a nice dangle on the entry, and found Palmieri weak side, and he ripped it. So. That one checks out.
Period.
Schaefer's our highest rated defenseman, which kind of tracks. He was flying out there. He even took a shift with D'Angelo after one of the PKs.
Yeah, I liked when they added Shabanov with Barzal for a second. Like that was really fun to watch. I want to see that more.
Yeah, so that's not going to be reflected by this chart, being that it's 5v5 only, because I believe that was during the extra attacker.
Could have been.
You could just see the flashes in Shabanov, which is why I like him, because he's willing to take chances. He's willing to find gaps in the defense, which the Penguins are plenty willing to provide. But they didn't have the full-on chemistry and got trapped in their zone a couple of times, that Pajot line. But obviously the goal that they had was huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Pajot could have easily had two more.
Yeah, Pajot, there's just critical points in a game. Pajot could have made it 3-1, and then somehow the puck ends up. I don't remember how it got to where it was, but Mayfield was trying to defend a rush, and he gave the shot up for Sorokin. I don't know if Sorokin was screened. It wasn't the greatest goal. Wasn't
the second goal?
Yeah, that second goal.
Yep. No, I agree. I think, Schaefer got back in time to at least make it a 2-on-2, and he forced the pass to the middle, and Mayfield was there. The quarrel that people will have, he probably should have gapped up a little better. Sorry.
Yeah.
And being that he didn't, it screened Sorokin a little. He got beat high glove.
Yep.
Or actually, no, it was low glove. And either way, that's the only one of the goals that I'm probably like, I would love for him to have that, because he was great otherwise. The first one, the power play goal, was fluky. He thought he had it. He didn't have it. And you and I are also scoring that, not just Malkin.
Yeah, the Penguins got some bounces tonight. I mean, it's weird because the only thing I did see analytically before we hopped on was the deserve to win-o-meter, and it was like an 82-18 for Pittsburgh, and I was like, I didn't really feel like we were outplayed that much.
Yeah, it was the high danger chances. It was mostly the third period. They played so loose in the third let up so many backdoor plays, and those grade out really well as far as expected goals. So that'll
Okay.
tilt it a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I feel like Sorokin let in a few that maybe weren't great. And then he made
Mhm.
some really good saves, but I thought like when he needed to turn it on, he did, and it was just like a great play by Malkin that ultimately cost the Islanders the entire game.
Yeah, I thought
But
Sorokin was great in the third. He gave us a chance.
he did. It just we couldn't find the net. Like, it's crazy how Jari like turned it on. I did just didn't. I mean, my goodness, I thought he was like a little banged up going into the
Mhm.
game, and out of nowhere, this guy is just holding it down at the end. I mean, they
And the
had a
ones that beat
lot
him,
of
we beat him with a one-timer to the slot on the rush on that give and go from Schaefer and Druin, which was sick. And
yeah,
then the second goal was Palmieri picking a corner from the right circle. And then the third goal was another one-timer cross seam off the rush.
yeah,
Like we didn't get cheated. The three goals we had were really nice goals, and you'd like to maybe get another one in there. We hit two posts. Pajot hit one, and Duclair hit one. And then there was a couple of times on the doorstep, which you'd love to see us bury it, or even the flurries at the end.
yeah. And one last thing, we're gonna open up the phone line in just a minute, but so I liked how the power play looked. I thought it looked better. I'm curious of your thoughts on the penalty kill and also the power play. Why not?
Okay, so the PK originally, like on the PK I'd say the first two where we got scored on. Honestly, the first one was I don't think it was the PK's fault. It was a fluky play. Stuff like that'll happen in an 82 game season. But I think they made an adjustment about halfway through where the PK got much more aggressive. You saw guys flying out to the point, forcing quick decisions, and honestly, the Penguins had the right decision pretty much all of the times. And Sorokin bailed him out on the last two power plays. But our PK wasn't awful. Obviously, you want to do better than 50%. But I'm
Yeah,
not overly upset. They were competent. Bo had a nice shorthanded chance. And then
yeah,
our power play, I thought our power play, they did everything but score. They controlled
right.
possession each time. They didn't give up a shorthanded chance, which they loved doing last year.
They
Barzell looked
love
great.
doing
He
that.
entered the zone at like at will every
That
time.
was the most impressive part. I thought the zone entries were
The
so
zone entries
smooth
were
and
awesome. We were
so
able to
clean.
establish possession, which is enormous on the power play.
Yeah,
And
it's just so frustrating because it's so hard to tell the fan it's so hard for this fan base to, like,
yeah,
get behind it because they didn't score. It's just, like, the
right.
results,
No,
like, it's the
it
same
was a
result.
failure by production, but it wasn't a failure by process. And being that it's game one, and I don't know how hard these guys were going in the preseason, process is pretty important. So seeing them enter the zone easily, snap the puck around. They found Palmieri below the goal line a couple of times, below the circle. He seemed to be the trigger man. And I kind of liked Drouin on the power play as well, because that right flank spot has been a black hole for the Islanders for years. That it's not Brock's thing. It wasn't Duclair's thing. They tried
Yeah,
holes from there a little bit at the end of the year last year.
I remember that.
I liked Drouin with the puck on the power play.
Yeah, I did too. I thought Drouin was I thought it was, like, not the greatest start, for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I just, like, felt like he literally didn't do anything up until he scored, and that's sometimes all it takes, just
right.
seeing, like, something go right, and he was pretty good the rest of the game. I just can't get over the end where he cross checks the guy in the head.
Yeah,
I
that
get
was
it, like,
wild.
they
These French Canadians, man, they've got some bite. They've got
they
some bite.
just had to like, they had to have been so frustrated because, honestly, I don't remember seeing a time where the Islanders dominated, like, the last 5 minutes of a game like that, and
Yeah.
they could not find the finish, and he was just done, and it's really funny if you look at the replay, like, watch the replay and just look at Bo Horvat's face when when Drouin's cross-checking the
He's like,
guy.
"Oh, we're doing this."
He's
Yeah,
looking
yeah, that was
he,
wild.
like he, like, watches it, like, thinking, "Okay, I need to get in there," and he's, like, looking at it, and he's like, "Wait a minute, like, what the hell did this guy just do?" It was it was something else.
No, it was
But
great.
we're gonna open up the phone line. Like, you guys call in, share a thought. We'll do our best here to make sure that, like, everyone could hear everything. First time doing it, so it could be a little bit rough, but it could be a little bit like the technical part of it. Like, we'll smoothen out as the season goes on. But we'll continue to talk for a little bit. If
Yep,
nobody
I'm gonna
calls
close this
in,
off too, so it goes back to us. There we go.
yeah, there we go. Switch that up here. But man, seeing that from Schaefer, uh, it's just like a great time to be a fan of this team. Looking at everything you saw tonight, maybe like
Yep.
some of the negatives, these guys are half of them are on the way out the door. Um, the other half, I mean, it's just so much like young promise. It's hard not to be excited.
Mhm. No, and if you think about it, that first goal was created by a Schaefer defensive play.
Yeah.
He broke up, he denied his own entry from Pittsburgh, flew up the ice with the puck, and then finds Drew or drops it off for Drouin, I think it was, because there's only one assist
It was a
on
give
the
and
goal.
go, right?
Yeah, it was a give and go to Drouin. So he dropped it off for Drouin, shoots to the other side of the ice. Drouin zings it to him, and he throws it into the slot for a one-timer. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was special, and
You could
like,
see it. I said he's he the shade. I got the shades of a young Eric Carlson because you can
yeah,
still Eric Carlson still shows that from time to time,
he looked
but
pretty good at some points in
he
this
looked
game, I
fine.
thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got a
like he
really solid partner this year. That's what it is.
yeah, he's got Parker Wotherspoon, first pairing defenseman on the 2-0
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
Brennan and
Penguins.
Hicks they shouted him out. They shouted him out.
Yeah,
He's got some snarl, dude.
he
That guy,
does, he does. He's
you
not
hate playing against that guy. He got his helmet ripped off, the offsetting penalties with Palmieri after he whacked Drouin in the hand.
I was shocked. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was a little bit so in the first period, you still no calls, so well, I'll continue here. The first period, the Islanders were getting out hit at one point 10-3. And I was thinking in my head, like, oh God, this is gonna be like the full season. And by the end of the game, like they were just getting after it. Heineman laid the
yeah.
body at one point.
Yeah,
Palmieri's
Heineman early in the game was an absolute bowling ball. Just
yeah, he came out with
every
fire,
puck
man.
that went below their goal line, he's coming.
Yeah, he was a bowling ball out there. Like he to start the game, there was a nice hit by Siplikov at one point where I was like, just thank you. Somebody like a
Yeah,
nice
yeah, yeah.
hit. Like I actually got excited when I saw that. Um, but overall takeaways, okay, yeah, we're getting a call here. So just 1 second. Can you
Oh, that's the stream. Mute the stream, bro.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, Jack, I think you're muted.
Yeah, the call in process might need some revisiting because I just tried I just tried to do it and there's like a delay between the phone call and the mic, so I think I'm gonna have to do it like on the computer for next time. Um,
All right.
let me see. Oh, we have some comments. Okay. Okay, we got some comments here, so I'm gonna show some of them and we could react to those for a little bit. We'll get the call-ins ironed out for next time, which I think is going
Mhm.
to be Saturday. Um, but Victor wrote special teams D is ass. not going to be a, not going to be a playoff team. Development of Schaefer, a few others. Yeah, we went over the special teams. I get it. The results weren't there, but I think the process is a little bit better. We're just gonna have to hang in there a little bit. As for like the long term outlook of the season, my takeaway from this personally is like I came into it thinking like I don't want to watch a bad hockey team. I'm gonna be like miserable if this team's bad. But after watching that, like I kind of forgot that like you can be somewhat entertaining and fun and lose games. So I'm not completely devastated like that. What about you, Dom?
I agree that yeah, my expectations for this team are low. I'll be honest, I was never super high on this roster because I knew about the defensive problems, the young unproven players, the lottery tickets, and the darts we threw in free agency. So the special teams, it is what it is. I hope it improves. Schaefer, I wanted to see get a better chance on the power play, but the power play moved the puck fine. That second unit never really got a look. But in the 6-on-5 at the end, Schaefer looked more than comfortable ripping the puck from up
He
top
looked great.
and keeping the puck in the zone. So I was encouraged by that. But for now, I'm just kind of watching the Islanders because I love the Islanders and I just want to be entertained, not expecting much.
Yeah, it was Schaefer like looked like he belonged out there for the 6-on-5 and like there's gonna come a point this season where he overtakes D'Angelo, I think, on these first units for everything. He just
I
looks
agree.
ready to go. I didn't expect him to look this ready. Like, he's 18. People are saying he should go back to college. I don't blame them for that thought process either.
No.
It's a pretty normal thing to do. But Kavan played well, just not good enough. I mean, story is just I feel like the Penguins just got some bounces, although the deserve to win meter says different. Um, just sucks. Like we literally had a million chances at the end to tie the game.
Mhm.
It just so many little. The puck was literally sitting there for someone to whack it home. I don't know. Sorokin gave up a couple maybe early on he'd like to have back, but he was good. Maybe it was just a little bit short.
Yeah, there's definitely a situation where we win this game for sure.
Yeah. The
They,
Penguins were
they
due against
I
us
forgot
for the
we I forgot
first
we were
game.
leading, and we were a JGP lifting the puck on his backhand away from being up 3-1.
Yeah. The game just turned really fast. Like,
JGP's a poor finisher. We've known this forever.
yeah, he's always in the right spots though. He's passing, shoot, he's always
It,
there.
yeah, that's probably the frustrating part because he gets so many chances.
Yeah. Do you remember that like
Just
2 game
the
span
hands
last
aren't
year
there.
where he's like he had these attempts to like bat the puck like on wide open nets and he just would swing and miss. It
Yeah,
was
it's more of the same from I still love him. He does so many things well that if that's the shortcoming in his game, we survive that.
yeah. Yeah. Um yeah, he was doing his thing. Pretty normal game for him. We got
Yep.
Joey here. This is a funny one. Romanov contract already aging like shit. Um, okay, he had a bad game. He had a bad game. We're not going to hide from that. However, I will say with Romanov's contract, I think he was given what an 8x6 or six
Eight
by
by
eight,
I think 8 by 6.25,
eight by
something
six
like
point
that.
two five. So the new salary cap is going to like mess with us a little bit. Like I mean, we've already seen with like McDavid. Not that Romanov's McDavid, but he's getting like I think he got 12 million. Kaprizov got 17 million. Probably a better example. Um,
Yep.
yeah, the Romanov contract, I
Yeah,
think
eight by
under
six
the
point two five.
yeah, I think under like the old salary cap, that's closer to realistically like a $4.55 million
Yeah.
cap hit. So we're not paying like I know it's hard to kind of fathom that he's getting paid that much, but it's not as much as you think.
And we have
He
no idea what the cap's going to be in 8 years. We know it's going to be way high in the next 2 years. So
yeah,
it's gonna as far as cap percentage taken, it's not going to be as bad as it looks right now. But obviously, the play on the ice is the big thing. And yeah, he didn't have a good night tonight.
yeah, he
And
struggled.
the honeymoon phase with D'Angelo was great last year, and then it fell off during the last month, as most of the things with the Islanders did.
Yeah.
But it's game one. We'll see.
With D'Angelo, maybe D'Angelo and Romanov aren't a great pair. I've said that from the start. I would much rather D'Angelo play with Pellick because they're the complete opposite, and I feel like that's a good compliment. When you throw Romanov out there, that he's a good defenseman, I think, but he's not great at either side. Like Pellick is great at that one side. D'Angelo
Mhm.
is great at that opposite side as Pellick. Like they need to kind of balance each other out. I really just don't see it with that pairing.
Right. Yeah, to ping pong off each other. I agree that to have that's been a proven thing in the NHL forever. That you have your one offensive guy who's ready to join the rush, take chances, have a center come back and cover for him when he has to, and then just have a steady Eddie partner that's going to make the logical play 95% of the time. And Pellick, as we saw in this game, Pellick's comfortable skating with the puck. That
Yeah,
he had an end-to-end rush and drew a penalty. So we'll take that, but I don't know. I my prediction was that that pair gets split up by November. We'll see.
it might be. It
It might
really
be
might be.
sooner.
It might be sooner. Great prediction.
Yeah.
President Lee, Tristan Jari went in the net towards the end with the puck in the hand. Only reason they didn't review if the puck crossed the line. His pads are black. That shouldn't be allowed. Well, President Lee, let me just tell you, I love this comment because this is
I love
exactly
his
how.
Twitter picture.
Yeah. This is exactly how I think. Like, I'm just like, this puck has to be in there somewhere. And like, you're just so
Yep.
frustrated, like trying to get that tying goal. Yeah, it was frustrating, so frustrating, but I honestly don't know. I was trying to get a look at it and there was no camera angle, right? Like
No,
there
and you
was no
never got to see.
way.
They showed the overhead camera, and there's just calamity going on in the crease, and you can't even see the puck. And
Yeah,
also, Tristan Jarry's black pads look sick.
yeah, yeah, they were
They do
pretty
look
sick.
sick.
He lived up to it too. Good game from Jari. Yeah, so frustrating, man. Like you just thought like it had to go in. Like I thought like when there was like a minute left or one of those last face-offs, I was thinking, all right, they're gonna lose this and they're gonna hit the empty net. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
that's what
over.
I
But
was. I was just as shocked that we didn't allow an empty netter as I was that like we were getting chances to score.
Yeah, it was, man, I don't know how the hell Jari kept it out once
Because
again,
that
but
game ends 5-3 99% of the time over the last
yeah.
3 years.
100%. Like, the Penguins are a weird team when we play them. Like, we always somehow win, especially there, I feel like. So they were kind of due for one of
Yeah.
these close ones against us. That probably felt really good for them. They're definitely sick of it. We'll see how that team does later in the season. I know the analytical dudes like yourself, like you guys don't think that they're that bad, that like they're going to be
Right.
like McKenna level right now with this roster, but they're 2-0. It's kind of interesting to see
Yeah.
where they go from here.
No, I think they're a bottom 10 team, but they're not a bottom 3 team right now.
I agree.
They still have too much talent.
We got another Romanov. Romanov did not look good. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, do you think it was more Romanov or more D'Angelo or just a combination of both?
They get so lost in their own zone, and that leaves them hemmed in their own zone for 2 minutes, which leads to a cycle, and you get tired forwards, and they get tired. And you just pray to God somebody misses the net and it goes out of play, or Sorokin bails them out. A lot of the time it's that, because there's a better chance it's that than it is that they actually swipe the puck away and get out of the zone.
I just got like this like memory from last year of this like chart of Sorokin must hate. I think it might have been Dobson. Sorokin hates Dobson, but he loves Romanov because he bails out Romanov and never bails out Dobson. But
Oh
honestly,
yeah. With the safe on ice save percentage. Yeah,
yeah, like
that was really funny.
the PDO or something, like just so many
Yeah.
saves. But
Yeah, he's an
yeah,
870 behind Dobson and a 950 behind Romanov.
yeah, and I'll chime in here with Dobson for just a second. Watching Schaefer, I'll be transparent. I actually wanted the Islanders to re-sign Dobson this offseason. Now that he's gone, though, it's okay. Like, I'm not losing sleep over it. And watching Schaefer tonight, like, now it made me realize, like, okay, that's like that's a number one. That's that's what you wanna pay the big bucks to, and it was just like it was kinda like a realization for me that that's dynamic talent right there, and you could see that, like, he's probably gonna be responsible both sides. He's gonna have the ability to take over games. Like, I just never we never saw that come to fruition with Dobson. So, that's, like, do you feel that way?
I think, well, you know where I stood on Dobson. I was a Dobson defender. I thought he got a little more flack than he deserved because his mistakes were so loud.
Loud.
Because
Yeah.
I people like to paint with a broad brush on him, where it was they would isolate the bad and kind of neglect the process and neglect the good. And my biggest problem with Dobson was the effort stuff, where he would just take shifts off, not back check, and then every turnover he'd look straight at the ground as the other team still hasn't scored yet. So he had an assist tonight for Montreal, but seeing what Schaefer's doing for us, he's obviously a much more dynamic skater. His ceiling is much higher. I think my biggest problem with Schaefer is that he shoots left instead of right. So
Yeah,
I'll get over it.
the righty that right side is definitely a void, that will need to be filled. So we got Isles Rumor shouts out Dom with the ball knower hat.
Oh, thank you. They didn't have any puck knower ones, but I'll
The
take
ball
the
knower will
compliment.
do.
Thank you. Yeah, shout out
Um,
Mostly Sports, the podcast. That's merchandise from
yes,
them.
sir. Lefty. Power play still does not look great. Yeah. As we covered, like, we think the power play looked actually kind of good process wise. It's kind of power plays in the NHL are kind of frustrating for me in like a weird way. Sometimes I want to see the second power play unit. Like, I wanted to see Shabunov out there with the with the extra space. I wanted to see Schaefer, obviously. So the power play didn't score, but man, it was really, they were controlling it. They were
Yeah, it
entering the
generated.
zone. It's kind of sad because these are basic things for a
Yeah,
normal
but our
NHL
bar is
team.
our bar is very low
Yeah.
because just establishing possession in the offensive zone last year was an absolute struggle. And when Barzell went down last year, it was just non-existent.
Yeah.
So at this point, the fact that we're getting zone entries, we're controlling the puck, we're creating looks. Palmieri seemed to be the guy tonight. He was always shoot first,
Yep.
and he tried to go short side a few times. I like the fake out backhand. He tried to
I
shelf them
liked
in
that
tonight.
too. I
Thought
wish
that
that
was a
went
good
in.
move. He had a nice game against Ottawa last year where he scored a couple of times just down low. They just gave him too much
I
space. He's
remember
like, all
that.
right, I'll pick my corner. So
Yeah.
yeah, the power play didn't score, but as we talked about, the process was okay, and our power play is pretty bad. So I'll take this as a stepping stone.
Paul Mary's just a really cool player to me because he's not I appreciate his game because he doesn't have like this like blazing speed or some like really wicked shot. Like he just knows how to kind of put himself in position like that
Yep,
backhand. Like no one was kind of thinking that. Like he plays a lot. I don't know if people ever talk about his hockey IQ, but I think it's got to be up there.
that's where I was going. I'd say yeah, his hockey IQ and he's crafty. He's not
Yeah.
fast. He skates like he's tied to a tree. To be honest, he's
Yeah.
among the slower players in the league.
Yeah.
But he
I agree.
forechecks well. He wins battles. He creates space for himself. He finds gaps, and he's probably our biggest threat as far as a right shooting forward on this team because
Yeah.
Barzell's not known for a shot. Pajot's not known for a shot. Hopefully, Cal Ritchie will be that guy.
Yeah, yeah. That's another thing too. Like we also have Cal Ritchie just like in this pipeline.
Yeah, I
Really
wonder how that's
excited to
going to
see
go.
him. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Barzell looked pretty good at center. Horvat obviously winning a ton of draws, but we got Isles rumor here saying can't wait for Schaefer to get those power play one reps. I mean, when is it going to happen?
Yeah,
How
it's a matter
soon
of
do you
time.
think?
It's a matter
Yeah,
of time.
I don't know what like we saw him play in the preseason, but it's so different watching the preseason than like I thought he was even more impressive tonight than he was in the preseason. And it's like this guy is going to just like win this job because he might objectively end up being better. I mean, right now I have a hard time saying D'Angelo is better offensively. It's just because I've never seen D'Angelo do some of the stuff I saw from Schaefer tonight.
Right. Yeah. Schaefer is just much more physically gifted. Tony's got great hands and he's got good passing vision. He takes some risks where he'll throw one across the blue line, and if a PK gets a stick there, it's a breakaway. Didn't happen tonight, but it has happened. Um, but yeah, I like that Schaefer likes to shoot.
Yeah.
Tony doesn't shoot. Tony
Yeah.
shoots so little for an offensive defenseman, but it's his passing vision is good enough that he'll get assists and it'll be slap passes, tip in, stuff like that. But we'll see Schaefer on power play one.
Kind of
It'll happen.
frustrating, kind of a little frustrating at times because like D'Angelo's so good at actually getting the puck through on his shots. Like he's good at like making the puck like go through all this traffic, and he doesn't do it a lot. And it's like you just want him
Right.
to just shoot the puck, dude. Um, but listening to that podcast with Barzell this summer where he was talking about how he'd like when the fans are yelling shoot, they have no idea what they're talking about. Like there's a million things going on, and I've been
Oh
trying to
yeah.
keep that in mind a
It's
little
not
bit.
that easy.
It's not that easy. This is actually our last comment, which is kind of funny, but Dobson doesn't dominate a game like a number one should.
That's
After
true.
watch after watching, like when you talk about like the most elite defenseman in the NHL, this is definitely I don't think he's a number one. Like for Montreal, he's not a number one. It's Lane Hudson. He's their Schaefer. And man, like
I think if Dobson played with somebody like an Ekholm, that'd be a perfectly formidable top pair.
it could
But
be it could be perfect, kind of like a Pellet Pollock
the problem here is
combination.
the term number one, because we think number one, we think Werenski, we think Makar, we think Quinn Hughes,
Yeah,
guys like that, and there's not a lot of guys like that.
there's not. There's
But yeah,
not.
I think he's a top pairing defenseman in this league. But to call him a number one, a game breaker, no.
Yeah, and I guess we'll end on this. So, speaking of Dobson, where I'm actually going to switch gears to Montreal for a second. So I just remember last year, like on my Twitter page, for some reason, because I'm not a Canadians fan, but their fans pop up all the time, and these Senator fans that I follow and these Canadian fans would not shut up about Lane Hudson. And it's like, we get it, dude. Like this guy's really good, but tonight I kind of found myself with like 4 consecutive tweets about Matthew Schaefer. And it's like, when you have a player of this magnitude that
Yeah,
you
like,
know is going to be like special, it's really hard not to just get overly
like
excited
yeah, this
about
is
it.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
the Habs PDO'd the shit out of the Red Wings today. 5 goals on 17 shots. And the legend that is Lane Hudson had 0 points.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
0 points
5
for
goals,
Lane
no points.
in a 5-goal Montreal performance. I see the Rangers beat the Sabres 4-0. So much for all those playoff aspirations everyone's got
I
for
heard
them.
the Sabres had some injuries tonight. I don't know who got hurt, but it's the first day, and that's unfortunate. Oh, talk about Cizikas eating that Pollock slap shot.
Yeah, I thought
That
he was
had to suck.
Cizikas, I've seen take a million slap shots throughout the, like, just
Yeah,
throughout the
he's
years, and
PKing.
he just somehow always gets up, and I think he's always gonna be out for a long time, he just returns, but look,
Yeah.
I got, like, 5 missed calls here, and I do apologize, I just can't I need to figure out a better part and a better process for this on the back end. I know I said I was gonna be calling tonight, just comments, bear with me, we'll have it sorted out, I think, by Saturday.
Yeah,
Um
give it time. It's our first
But yeah,
game.
we could I think we could end on that, right? You good with everything?
Yeah, I think this went well. I think we covered the game well. Or do you want to try to paint a picture for Saturday?
Yeah, so we got the Washington Capitals coming to town who are probably not going to be too happy after they let down their fans last night with a 3-1
Yeah,
loss to the Boston Bruins. This NHL season's been off to a really weird start,
Swayman
but
looked great.
yeah, I didn't get to watch that game, but it's one of those scores you look at and you're like, "Huh? How'd that happen?" But
Yep.
Pasternak is just something else. And Swayman when he's on, he's one of the
Mhm.
best goalies. So the Capitals come in, I think 0-1. Do they play tomorrow night before? I'm gonna check
I
that.
doubt. I don't think it's a back to back.
Oh, there's 0 games tomorrow night. So yeah, the Capitals come in Saturday. I
Yep.
think they're gonna be starting probably Logan Thompson.
You think he
Maybe
gets the second game too? Probably, right?
did he struggle?
He gave up 2 goals. I
Eh,
think one was an empty netter at the end.
yeah, they
It might be
probably
lingering. Either way, it's gonna be, a little bit different because they're lefties. Both of them are
yeah.
lefties.
Yeah. It's just the Capitals had that President's Trophy winning season last year, so they definitely have like high expectations. A little bit, just like they're kind of due for some regression. I think that's to be expected. But so you don't really know what that team is. How do you think we match up with them?
They lost a bit of depth, but they do have, I'd say 2 to 3 strong lines that'll probably give us problems.
Yeah,
Um, but we'll see, 'cause Ovi's 5v5 ice time has been cut pretty significantly, and he's been
smart.
a nice fit with Strome, but,
Yeah,
obviously you still have to respect that, and I heard he's closing in on another milestone.
yeah.
Like, is this
Nine
is there a
hundred.
potential milestone in this game?
I hope not. I really
We
hope
don't need
not.
that right now.
Yeah, we
Again,
gave the guy the ceremony last year in the middle of the game.
it's 900 goals, right? That's what we're closing in on?
I think it's 900, and the thing is with Ovechkin, last season, I think was like this magic carpet ride for the whole Capitals team, just kinda chasing down his record. I expect kind of like a return to normalcy this year. What they were doing last year was just crazy. Oh, shout out to Isles Rumor. He says he's
There it
3
is.
away from 900. Could
Oh,
you
that
not
would suck. That
dude,
would suck.
could you imagine this guy
If he
walks in and
gets
scores
that
3 power play goals? It'd just be unbelievable.
it would
I
be, and I might bet it. I might have to bet it.
It's I can't blame you for that bet. Like, oh, it just better not happen. Please don't let that happen, Sorokin. Um,
Yeah, go
so
win one. Let's go win one. Start him 0-2.
so do you expect I actually think it might be possible, something we can touch on quickly. Do you think there will be any lineup changes to the Islanders?
As far as somebody coming in,
Do you think you could see Gatcomb coming in? I can kind of see him
who's getting
benching.
held bombed?
Siplikov had a bad game, and listen,
Yeah,
I don't. It doesn't change my
he's
opinion
not
on
gonna scratch 2
Siplikov.
player this early
No,
with the way that relationship is.
dude,
Yeah, it could be Sip. I agree.
I think it could be Sip because he had a
And
bad
it would be
game.
Gatcomb, I agree, over McLean.
Yeah, because I don't think any of the centers are coming out. But the thing is with Siplikov is Wah has him playing in these minutes, and Siplikov's trying to do too much, and he just isn't. He's not a fourth line player,
Right.
so I kind of do give him that. A couple of boneheaded plays tonight. You have to remember he was also hurt during training camp preseason. So
Oh, that's a good point. Drew might be suspended. President Lee in the comments.
great comment. He is going to be suspended. So
Probably right. If
is there a
it's a
chance
major, so he'll definitely have a hearing. We'll
he's going
see.
to be dude? I don't know how the player hearing system works. I think it's really kind of sporadic, but
They flip
dude,
a coin.
yeah, I mean, it feels like
Well,
it, but
it's Islanders, so it's a suspension.
Drouin should absolutely be suspended for that. I mean, I want to defend our guy, but like, what are you doing?
I thought it was awesome. Showing some fire.
It's just like I love showing fire, but like when you actually, I hate that I saw this slow mo of the replay. Like I saw the player on the penguin. I don't even know who it was. Do you know? Do you remember
It
who
was
it was?
Dewar, Connor Dewar.
Connor Dewar, yeah, he's some fourth line guy, but he was
Yep.
like he just got Isles
Put
rumor
that up
says
on the screen.
clean. That was a soft cross check, no suspension. All right, maybe I'm being soft, but I also saw the slow-mo angle where I could see the Penguins player's face and like, oh, he
Oh
just
yeah.
looked like
If
he
I'm
was
Connor
hurting.
Dewar, I probably didn't enjoy that.
Yeah. So what do you think they would actually do? I feel like Gatcombe would end up playing with Siplikov and Sezikis, and
Somebody, yeah, and somebody, or I would prefer to see Siplikov come up in the lineup.
it's gonna be Duclair. You know it's gonna be Duclair.
It is, yeah. It's probably going to be Duclair. I agree.
Yeah. That's definitely something to watch though. Defensively, they definitely stay the same. One more thing about the defense.
Yeah, Bokus
Can they
isn't coming in.
can they please lower the ice time for D'Angelo? I mean, I love this guy, but it's just
Yeah, I saw in 5v5 ice time, I think he was second. I think in total ice time, he might have been first
yeah,
because
like
of the power play minutes.
yeah, he's a useful player for us for the Islanders, but it's just we're overdoing it, and Wah just loves this guy. It's
Yeah.
like I respect it, but man, like
And I
he's
think a
not a
lot of this ice time is not on purpose, where he winds up trapped in his zone and winds up taking a 2-minute shift. I don't know if it's by design.
uh,
Some of the times.
we actually got one more question. I'll put it up here. What do we think about the two rookies, especially Shabanov? Schaefer, we covered. I mean, we're just really impressed. We think we got like a franchise player in our hands here. It's pretty
Yep.
obvious with the tape. It shows you everything. Shabanov, we didn't cover as much, but I was just really he's kind of a weird player because he'll have some shifts where you don't notice him, and it's like,
Yep.
"Oh, where's this guy tonight?" And then out of nowhere, like, he's creating he had a beautiful one touch, just a wicked release there. I He's one of those guys where, like, once he sees one go in, he scored in his last 2 games if you count preseason, like, confidence is building. Watch out for this guy. I like what I see.
Yeah, he was. I think I wrote it down here on the first power play when the second unit got a shift. There was a shorthanded rush coming down the ice, and Shab was the first one flying back on the back check. I saw the 4 and I saw the tuck jersey. I thought it was Schaefer, and no, it was Shabanov. Came back, broke up the play, recovered the puck, and got us back going the other way. So that was good to see. He is back checking. He's faster than I thought, which is nice. And he likes to carry the puck through the neutral zone, which is cool because transit guys that move the puck from zone to zone in transition are invaluable in this league. So
Yeah.
I think he shows promise.
48 and 49. Who would have thought? It's
Yeah,
funny jersey numbers, but I kind of love it. The only other 49 I remember is a ridiculous one. I don't even know why I remember it, but it was this guy, Rhett Rock Shawnee. I think he played for like maybe like one season, a couple games. Really
yeah. I
random
can't give
player.
you a 49 in Islanders history.
Yeah, it's as random as it gets. But Isles rumor, and we got one more. I really enjoyed that one Shabanov Barzell shift in the third period, and then we go back to second line soon for him for Shabanov. So you guys like Barzell with Shabanov. Someone close to the team actually told me during training camp, like seeing Shabanov and Barzell kind of work together on the ice, like you could just see like it was just like an electric kind of
Yeah,
combination and really good chemistry there. So I really do hope so. It'd be fun, but I just don't know where you put Lee after that. There's just a lot for this team and a lot of season left to kind of work out.
correct. No, my take was throw Shabanov and Siplikov with Barzal and just
Now we're having fun.
have that be the line of do crazy shit line. They'll have a
Yeah.
ton of turnovers, but they'll have a lot of behind the back passes, probably to no one, but it'll look cool.
Yeah. No, I'm totally
Yeah,
with you.
I believe Shabanov has a top 6 skill set. It's just a matter of can he survive in this league without getting crushed, and can he basically take over a game in third line minutes?
Yeah, that's gonna be the challenge. I mean, I feel like he's getting his footing with Pajot.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, he was with Lee, Barzell, and Shabanov per Isles rumor when Schaefer was on the ice. So it was looking pretty good. And yeah, I mean, I'm really high on both of these guys. Tough loss tonight overall, but just too much to be happy about to get totally down on it.
Yeah. No, I like the forward group. I think the line combinations can be tweaked a little bit, but this is a far cry from your McLean Sezikis fashing line from last year or Wallstrom, where they get on the ice, get caved for a minute and a half, hope to God they don't let up a goal, and then get competent hockey players out there.
Yeah, no, you could say that again because just they were all NHL players on the ice tonight, which was definitely refreshing. I think we're gonna close it out here. Been on for almost an hour. This was a lot of fun. So we're gonna
I
be
agree.
doing this a little bit more. Gonna have some more special guests for you guys. I think Saturday. Saturday got something in the works. I'll announce that on Twitter. For great game. Mayfield is a trash player. And then yeah, he got
Hey
burned.
man, he's directly responsible for 2 of our goals tonight and 2 of
Yeah.
theirs.
He
So it
also
balances out.
he made one play where Schaefer was like on like towards the Penguins or Islanders bench. They were in their own zone and like Mayfield was trying to clear the puck and he passed it to Schaefer and it was just an awful pass and it just put
Yeah,
Schaefer in
yeah.
this position and I'm like,
I think it
dude,
led to a 2-on-0, right?
yeah, this is exactly
Yeah.
what like you're not supposed
It's
to
gonna
do. So
happen.
whatever.
He's playing an elevated role,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's
So
not necessarily built for that. But hey, if he doesn't
yeah,
crush Malkin on that other play, the Holmstrom doesn't pick up the loose puck and set up Shabanov for the tying goal.
that is
So
true. That was
he
hilarious. Like you
giveth, he
just see
taketh away.
I forgot about that. Like you just see Mayfield in the background,
Malkin
just
was
literally,
pissed.
yeah. And then Mayfield's like, "Move over, buddy. I'm gonna go celebrate this goal."
Yep.
That was pretty awesome. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. You could find Dom on Twitter at DataDom. You could find myself at IslesDen, YouTube, Twitter. Thank you guys for listening, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
Peace.